Now, I saw this Lunchly shit come out and it looked like the worst shit of all time. And now what I wanted to do, and I mentioned this on Twitter yesterday, what I wanted to do is I wanted to buy one and eat it, because I'll eat some processed shit, it's no problem, on camera. But I found out it's not coming out in the UK for months. So there's nothing I can do. All the Americans have already done it, so that's kind of run its course. However, been some drama about it, so let's jump in. Mr. KSI.
Oh, man. Today, we're doing a Reddit video.
I don't know if this is just going to be about this.
But without further ado, Lunchly, ladies and gentlemen. Me, Mr. Beast, and Logan Paul have launched Lunchly.
Dude, what a fucking wild time to team up with Mr. Beast. What a wild time to team up with Mr. Beast. I mean, there's always a wild time to team up with Logan Paul. Prime has been an enormous hit. The stuff tastes absolutely dreadful, but the kids love it. Whether or not it's got lead in it, we don't know 100%. But Lunchly, even my kid who's 13 and was Prime obsessed, especially when Prime was not really readily available everywhere and a whole wakey wines and all that sort of stuff. He saw this and was like, nah, I'm out.
Me, Mr. Beast, and Logan Paul have launched Lunchly. If you've had Lunchables, this is mainly for my American audience. If you had Lunchables, yeah, I guess they were good at the time. Well, we've made something better. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm excited to see your reviews. In our product, we have real cheese, and ours just tastes way better than Lunchables. Plus, you get a little mini Prime, and you also get a Feastable chocolate bar. And I don't know about you, but the chocolate in America sucks. And I think
that is very true. That is very fucking true. Hershey's chocolate? What the hell is that? It tastes like fucking grains of dirt. It's insane.
British people can verify that as well. But I gotta admit, Jimmy's new formula, when it comes to chocolate, is very...
Jimmy's new formula? I wouldn't go anywhere near that, mate.
Good. I think I had the cookies and cream. Oh,
you think?
My God. So good. I literally messaged him like, brother, send me more. Send me more of this chocolate.
This is really weird, man.
Anyway, enough of the shilling.
Yeah, really.
Let's get straight into this. Nah, JJ's cooked, bro. And then there's a tweet from Jacksepticeye. You mess with Dan TDM, you mess with YouTube. I mean, that's cringe. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Hopefully the next few posts should give a bit more context to what's going on. A Dan TDM response to JJ and Logan's new announcement. There we go. Here's the context we need. So, obviously released Lunchly.
Okay, so Dan TDM, who was at one point both my kids' favourite YouTuber. I don't know if he is right now. They jump between YouTubers. What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. Now, I hate, with a fucking passion, the phrase do better. By what metric? But I hate that phrase because it's just like a fucking bark to mean, agree with me and my opinions on everything, otherwise you're out of the group and you're exiled. I hate that phrase. But everything else Dan says, I mean, it clearly is. I don't get why these guys need to do this. I haven't eaten a Lunchly. I want to. It looks fucking dreadful. It's got a Prime in it. It's dreadful. Are you telling me Mr. Beast Feastables is good? I don't know. I've never eaten it. I saw them in London, in fact everywhere, but in London we have these American candy stores every like third shop. Pretty sure they're money laundering stores. Mr. Beast Feastables are in there, and I think for a bar, because they're imported, a bar was at £7 or £8, and even my son, who was probably 11 at the time, was like, nah, I can't do it. So I just don't get why. I do get why, money, but like, why? How much money do you need? Isn't Prime enough?
Dan TDM replied. This is what he had to say.
What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans?
Dude. This is terrible.
This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better! Do better!
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think you know in your heart, mate. I gotta be honest, I think you know in your heart that this is one step too far. I mean, Prime tastes like absolute garbage to me, but the kids like it. There's some controversy around it in terms of the ingredients and the bottle and all that sort of stuff, which may come to bite them in the ass massively. It doesn't seem like it's that popular anymore because I keep seeing it on sale in like bargain buckets, but it's done their thing. They've done their thing with it. They made an absolute fortune. But this is just one step too far. Why? Like, what's the fucking point? What's the point?
Let me go to Twitter to show my response. Now, for those of you that don't know, I actually came off Twitter a while ago because I think my feed was just fucked. But yeah, I was just seeing some crazy weird stuff to the point where, I don't know, it was messing with my psyche, messing with my aura, and I was like, alright, I need to get out of this. So I kind of just stopped.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Dan TDM came through with his tweet, so I was like, alright, I gotta reply to this. So this is what I said. It looks
what
like
did he say?
crap to me while showing his toys that he sold to kids.
Right. Fine. I don't know whether this is good or not. One thing I will know, it's not going to make a kid more unhealthy. It's not going to increase risk of diabetes and obesity. But then again, I mean, and fucking Lunchables on its own, I'm not going to try and pretend you eat one Lunchables as an 11-year-old. Sorry, not Lunchables, Lunchly, worst name ever. You eat one Lunchly as an 11-year-old and you're fucked. That would just be a ridiculous over-exaggeration. So all of these YouTubers sell products, right? It is what it is. You know, if there's a market for it, there's always been a world where influential things sell things to their young audiences. I'm from the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. So this would be before most of you guys' time. We had these fucking dope cartoons in the 80s. We had He-Man, we had Transformers, we had Thundercats. They were all sick. Do you know what they actually were? They were just adverts for toys. That's all those cartoons were. They were just adverts for toys. Fucking rammed with characters. Now, some of the stories were still good, and I loved them. I didn't care. And I wanted the toys. I didn't care. I loved it. But that's all they were. So we can't try and pretend that this is a new thing. This is just a different medium for it. However, in this situation, calling Dan TDM's toys crap, which they may or may not be, is pretty much implying that your fucking box of shit is crap as well, is it not? Is it not? Tom and Jerry for the win. Exactly. That's pure. Looney Tunes. It's pure.
How does this benefit your fans, Dan? Now, obviously, people didn't realize that I was shining a mirror in his face. Instead, they were like,
wait, you did the same as Dan. You made toys.
JJ, what the fuck is going on, mate? Honestly, I've never met JJ, but I've known a lot of people who know him, work with people who work with him specifically. And from my understanding, he is a very good-hearted individual overall. And it's done, you know, a lot of good for the world just in terms of pure entertainment. He's had a lot of controversy as well, especially when he was younger, made some mistakes. But ultimately, I do generally think he's a force for good in the world overall. And I think in that he knows that this is just one step too far. So the best thing to do, unless this is all a ploy just to sell more of them, just by making more noise, which it might be. I truly believe that he's just going, yeah, this is one step too far, mate. This is what we're doing. Like, it's not even so much that it's like some terrible, terrible product for kids. It's like a shit product for kids, but there's one of many. That's not going to happen. I mean, that's not going to stop anytime soon. But it's like, is this what he wants to do with his life? Be a fucking processed food tycoon? All of us kids from the 80s grew up on plenty of processed food. It's about a balance. Like, you're never going to have a kid, unless you're Cristiano Ronaldo's son, there's never going to be a kid out there who doesn't have some processed shit that they eat. And, you know, it's chocolate, it's some shit, crackers or whatever, some terrible processed meat, and a bottle of Prime, which, unless it has lead in it, is relatively harmless. It is what it is. I mean, as a product itself, it's far from the worst thing in the world. It's more the intentions behind it. Plus, teaming up with Mr. Beast at the moment is just mad.
It's with Tube Heroes.
and yes, that's fair, but I'm not the one complaining.
Well, okay then. He was talking about food, not merchandise and toys.
And I'm like, okay, sure. Let's keep moving the goalposts. But okay, did I reply to this? He was sponsored.
I don't see how that's moving the goalposts. I mean,
then promoted and made a whole video.
That's very true. I've seen Dan TDM promote multiple times, because I've heard so many of his videos playing in my house. Multiple times promote the fucking candy boxes. The Japanese candy boxes and whatnot. I think he even do entire videos on it. I don't know for sure. So, yeah, I mean, that is pot calling kettle black, as the phrase goes. I mean, it is really. I've been offered this so many times as a sponsorship deal. I was like, I don't fucking want to do this. No way.
a monthly sub box full of food and candy to his Minecraft.
Do I remember the summer where Sunny D was a thing? Sunny D was the moment where I knew that certain foods were definitely bad for you. God knows how old I was, maybe 13 myself when that shit came out. And adverts were everywhere. Mum bought some, and it tasted really nice. It was like thick and kind of gloopy, really sweet and sour at the same time. And then I think the second day, after probably having like most of the bottle over the 2 days, me and my brother, I was doubled over. It was stomach pain. Doubled over with stomach pain. Now, at 12, 13 years old, you're pretty much impervious to crap food. It's not like now, if I have McDonald's, I'm just like slumped on the sofa for 3 hours afterwards. Back then, you just go back to your normal life, don't you? But doubled over in fucking bits. And we knew that it was that fucking Sunny D. And that was the moment I just had like an awakening to shit food. Didn't stop me eating shit food, but it did stop me drinking Sunny D. I've never had a sip since. The kids turning orange. Amazing.
Audience full of kids. Now what?
You're still admitting fault here. You're holding the mirror up to Dan TDM, fine, but you're still admitting fault.
Point, his fans imploded. Self-combustion occurred on Twitter. And they just didn't know how to react. Some just decided just to be racist. When a knicker like KSI does nothing in life and still gets paid for it in something other than welfare food stamps, it's noteworthy. It's like how monkeys in the jungle have started to understand the concept of tools. Brother is just being racist.
I mean,
his audience
that's astonishingly racist.
They couldn't fathom the idea.
That's like, you could potentially have just ruined your life by writing that to KSI underneath, especially now he's highlighted it. If they find out who you are, you're fucked. Be very careful what you say on social media, young people.
That their beloved Dan was also exactly what he claimed that we were. Safe to say he's a hypocrite. But again, they kept moving the goalposts and being like,
oh, well,
this bit is pain, dude.
He only made a video once about sweeties to his audience, so you're wrong.
I mean, he still did it, but sure. If you just type in Dan TDM sweets, there's countless of videos of him eating sweets, promoting sweets to his audience. But cool, you know. But again, this was another complaint that I heard a lot. They were like, I'm about to do the voice again.
Well, Dan TDM doesn't actually own the sweets, okay? You own Lunchley, so it's not the same.
Okay, cool. Where was the same energy when Ryan Trahan released sweets? Where was the same energy when FaZe Rog released sweets? Now, I'm not throwing them under the bus because I tried both of their sweets and it's fantastic. It's actually one of the best like sweets I've had in a long time, especially American sweets. Like, it's a shame that, you know, I can't even get it in England. But anyway, I'm not seeing people going crazy towards them on Twitter. You know why? I've realized why. It's because people...
Because you already did it with Prime. And this was one step too far, is one reason. Second reason, Mr. Beast. He is not the person you want to be associating yourself with right now. So, yeah, Ryan Trahan did the sweets. I didn't know who the other geezer was. People are going to make products. It's a shame that it's fucking sweets, but whatever. People sell sweets. I think people are also more bothered about the thing that isn't the sweets, isn't the chocolate bar. Because everyone knows if you eat a chocolate bar, it's like, you know what it is. It's a treat. It's unhealthy, but it's a chocolate bar. You know, you make your decision. Parents make a decision. It's more the other shit that's in there. What is it? It's also not marketed as a healthy lunch. He did say at the beginning maybe he said it tasted better.
People just hate us. People just hate us. People hate Logan Paul. Okay, they hate Mr.
People have many good reasons to hate Logan Paul.
Beast.
People have many good reasons to hate Mr. Beast.
On Twitter, okay? When it comes to Twitter, Twitter is just a cesspool of the most depressed people on this earth. It's like 4chan, but worse. It's like 4chan, but with lower IQ. That is what Twitter is, and that's one of the reasons why I had to leave, because I wouldn't
understand for the life of me why you'd ever be on there, to be honest. Anybody of that size or scale, if that's not how they're making their money, which is not, I'd have no idea why you'd even be on Twitter. It's massive, just net negative to be on there as a creator of that size. I mean, shit, I spend too much time on it.
But anyway.
By the way, I mean, surely
let's
not worse than
continue.
4chan.
Mentioning the Logan scam from a year ago and Mr. Beast situation from last month, bringing up a harmless Dan TDM video from 9 years ago. But I wasn't the one complaining! I'm just replying to Dan! Am I not allowed to reply to Dan? He came at me! Logan Paul and Jimmy's situation.
This is just a magnificent distraction, to be honest. It's just a magnificent distraction. I think it's quite skilled. They're making it about Dan TDM versus KSI and everybody else. But that's a hell of a picture that I've paused on for JJ there. But in truth, like, it's just one step too far. Like, do you want to be a processed food tycoon? That's the question. I mean, because that's what you're becoming. I've praised you over the years. Musician, boxer, YouTuber, evolved YouTuber. Started out making FIFA videos with your brother. Started out going to EGX and saying grossly inappropriate shit to people and getting yourself in all sorts of trouble. That was all the way back in the day when I was still a games journalist. Evolved into everything you evolved into. Is the final form of KSI, of JJ, a fucking processed food tycoon? Hey, the money is going to be unbelievable. I'm sure it already has been. But I don't believe it in you. I can see it in Logan because I just think that guy might have no soul. Mr. Beast, I mean, what is Mr. Beast? We're going to find out more and more and more about that guy over the coming weeks and months, I'm sure. But he has pretty much said from the outset that his whole thing in life is just to get as big as possible in every single way. It's a magnificent distraction for what's going on, and it's just you made some shit food. Now, ultimately, I'd like to try it just to see how bad it is, but I'm sure it's just nothing. It's just nothing. KSI should have worked with P. Diddy instead. Like, honestly, I don't know if he'd have got as much shit, at least from the Dan TDM level fans, the young'uns, if he had worked with Diddy. That's the honest truth.
Me. When I had the whole situation with the P word, I'm not there like, Logan, have my back. Jimmy, where you at? Save me. I had to deal with the situation myself. So what does this mean? The fuck? Those things have nothing to do with me. I'm literally just
Strides unaffected yourself again.
Where I make a product that is better than...
I said he hadn't had any controversy recently. I totally forgot about that situation where a certain word was said.
Competition. And actually, let's take a step back and look at the whole fucking situation. These motherfuckers are complaining about a lunch kit. That's what this whole thing is about. A lunch kit. There's way more crazier things happening in this world. But people want to go in on this lunch fucking kit. What?
Well, you're doing it too.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? JJ, you're breaking my heart. Shut the fuck up, man. You're going down a path I can't follow.
Do you know what? Like, that just seems like nothing. It's just a light little post. But this actually might be the best thing I've seen on this video so far.
You're breaking my heart.
Yeah, I can understand shut up. You're being way too dramatic, but you're going down a path I can't follow. It's like, you can feel it, man. People were fucking hyped for Prime. They were hyped for the idea. They loved the fact that, I mean, I'm sure there was some negativity around it as well, but people were hyped. They were excited. YouTuber that we love are going to the next level. There's going to be his product. It's going to be nice. They promoted it as relatively healthy, and you know, I think it fails massively as an electrolyte drink because it doesn't have any sodium in, which would, well, I mean, probably make it taste worse to kids, but would actually probably make it taste better to someone like me because you need sodium for actual rehydration. So as a rehydration electrolyte drink, it's shit. To me, it tastes like shit, but it was a marketing masterclass. They made a lot of money, and it just kind of was what it was. But they can see it. It's like, yo, you're becoming... What is this?
Shut the fuck up, man! You're going down a path I can't follow. Because I made a lunch kit. I'm dead. I'm dying.
Oh, yeah.
John.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is what happened. I mean, these people have been with you for years and years and years, over a decade. And it breaks their heart. Now, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You do whatever you want. But you got to accept that. And when you're that public, you have to accept that people are going to react like that. And you say it's just about a lunch kit, but it's not just about a lunch kit, is it? It's about what it means.
Septic Eye, 1, 2, 3. I wonder who he's a fan of. You know what the kids these days need? Chocolate and sugar water for lunch. Chocolate and sugar water for lunch. Ahoy, great idea. Let's do it, brilliant. And what? And we've got bunny eyes. Wow. Well, I think it says a lot when Lunchables made, I think it was last year, about 1.8 billion. 1.8 billion. So let's not get it twisted. There's people buying Lunchables. A lot of people buying Lunchables. And you know what?
There's people who gamble, mate. There's people who do crack.
We thought Lunchables, we can better that. We can make a better product that people can also afford and be happy.
You spoke about the money first.
And
you spoke about money first.
Lunchly. It's as simple as that. I don't understand.
Which is also fine if that's what you want to do. Like I say, I think he's wobbling. If the goal is to be a processed food tycoon, then that's the goal. There are positives to that. As much as the food might be shit, you're creating a lot of employment for people, opportunity, like, you know, creating an economy around it. There's positives to it as well. But it's not for the true good. You're not trying to put something truly good into the world. I don't believe that. And when the thing that you mentioned first is how much money Lunchables made, well, it's pretty clear. Like I say, if that's the goal, that's fine. There are other things. Just because things make money, it doesn't mean that they're good for the world. So don't try and pretend that that's the intention here.
And why all of a sudden it's a bad thing to have a business. It's a
no, nobody's saying it's a bad thing to have a business.
I mean, I guess people like Dan TDM want us to stay in our lane and never make a business, even though other YouTubers are doing the exact same thing. But sure, if you want to continue making Minecraft videos, be my guest, brother. But I'm out here trying to level myself up. That's why I got Misfits. That's why I've got Prime. That's why I've got all my Sidemen businesses, XIX, Sides, you know, the list goes on. You know, that's why I'm doing music. That's why I'm releasing a new song, October 4th, Thick of It, and also Low. Yes, 2 songs, baby. Like, that's why I'm doing all these things, because I don't want to just stay in my box. And that's been my whole thing. Never staying in the box, always.
Yeah, and I've always said that in massive praise of KSI. Massive praise to the fact that he's managed to do that. Like, it's very, very difficult to be boxed into something and then be able to break out of that in the world of like content, in public content. Almost impossible for so many people. I mean, he spoke about Dan still making Minecraft videos. Maybe he wants to do that. Maybe it's driving him insane. And I know that there are other YouTubers who built an audience of young people, very young people, like 12-year-olds, 10 years ago, and now that YouTuber is like 30, and they've not been able to grow with an audience who would now be 21, 22, and they're still making videos for a new audience of 12-year-olds. And you can see them dying inside a little bit, because that disconnect in terms of age and what you're talking about day in, day out is painful, and you can feel that they're trapped. They feel trapped. And they're stuck, because what else can they do? So, the fact that KSI has been able to diversify in all these ways, in terms of content, in terms of businesses, I've always said is amazing. But clearly, this is one step too far. Someone in the chat mentioned it. This is the flying too close to the sun moment after Prime. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Just branching out and just doing what people tell me I can't do. And that's what this whole situation reminds me of. Back in the day when I was doing YouTube videos only and I wanted to make music, and I had everyone saying, stay in your lane, stop trying to do music, you will never amount to anything musically. And then I said, okay, here's my #1 album, now what? I read it when he tries to beef Dan TDM.
If you ever do that again, I'm gonna kill your parents, and I know where they live.
No one's slapping me. Let's get it twisted. And no one's touching my parents. Lunchables sells hundreds of millions of units and countless people eat it. A turkey meal, for example, is 80 less calories, 60% less sugar, more electrolytes. We use real cheese. They use cheese product. They can't even call it cheese. Higher quality meat, etc. Obviously, eating fresh chicken and broccoli is healthier. But if someone is going to eat a pre-made meal like this, which millions of people do through Lunchables, then I think giving them a high quality version at roughly the same price is a net good, in my opinion, and why we launched Lunchly. Also, as we get economies of scale and can get things cheaper, we will be only improving the product more and more. Yeah. Very good response. A fantastic response. I prefer mine, where I just go at these motherfuckers. Everyone on the Reddit...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the argument is Lunchables versus... Look, it's like saying Lunchables is a thing, and millions of people buy them and eat them, and kids eat them. So we're going to do a better version of that because it's very important for the world. And it's like, hold on. Nobody was saying that doing a different version of that was the issue. The issue is you guys teamed up in some sort of unholy trinity to put more shit out into the world. And I think enough people are drunk prime and realise that it tastes awful. And now you're doing something which is the most garish box product I think I can ever remember seeing. And so it's very, very easy to be cynical about that. And a PR-driven response like this from Mr. Beast, I mean, talking about units, talking about economies of scale, shows, this is the way that he really thinks about everything because he's a tycoon, right? He's a business tycoon. He's a very, very sort of number-driven person, incredibly creative as well. But his own economies of scale and get things cheaper will only be improving the product. Well, I mean, is that not what is happening with the Amazon TV show and all of these things, all these controversies that have been happening recently outside of the very obvious one with his ex-teammate? Seems like it. How can we do this better and cheaper? It's one thing when you're talking about processed turkey. It's another thing when you're talking about contestants in a game show. A skilled PR response, but again, a slight adjustment of the issue. And I will just reiterate, it's not a fucking massive issue. If they want to do this product and put it out there, like, who cares, really? You buy it or you don't. But at the same time, you have to understand the backlash. Like, everything about this is just screams ugly. It's like, why? Why do you need to do this as well?
Everyone on the Reddit, when JJ decides to delete his credibility by picking a fight with an OG YouTuber over a lunchbox. He started it! I just released the product! This money came at me! Am I not allowed to respond? Oh, you fucking twats! No!
He's right. Dan TDM did it first, but at the same time, we got into a fight with him over it by responding. Could have just ignored it, and there we go. And you have to you read the room, dude. You have to read the room. This is what's happening right now. And ultimately, at the end of the day, they'll look at the bottom line of the product whenever they do their reporting, and that will be what determines whether or not this is a good idea or not. But there's the financial, numerical world, and then there's the fucking soul. And his fans believe, seemingly from this, that he sold his soul. That sounds crazy to say. I don't fucking know. It's just a box product. I don't follow KSI like that. But that's what his fans seem to think.
Fuck's sake, man. No, you cannot use the boys meme on me. What's this? The Vic clip. Hopefully it doesn't get deleted. Oh, let's look at this. It's just the whole NFT thing. That never happened, but people want to complain at me anyway.
Ever been something that's gone so far down the line and then last minute you've got, this just isn't going to work, we need to sack this?
First of all, this never even went down the line. We never even got to a point where we were like, yes, let's do it. This was the first stage.
NFTs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This was KSI in his KSI crypto era.
I mean, I'm still into crypto, okay? NFTs obviously not so much because we've realized that hindsight is 2020 and that NFTs were
you didn't
just
do it,
not
so
as good as
there's no drama.
As they were claiming.
You looked at it.
But like I said, hindsight makes such a
Thought maybe doing it. Joe's against it.
Ethereum
There's no drama there.
0 right now. Everyone would have been like, you guys promoted Ethereum.
Hey, enough people are doing these pump and dump, rug pull scams.
Mindset with crypto.
Seemingly he didn't do this.
Down,
so yeah, shout out to you.
It's a scam. If things go up, it's fine.
YouTubers have been testing the limits for years now. It'll be interesting to see if there's a fallout. Like I think there definitely is. I think we're seeing it now. And it's the frustrating thing is, realistically, content creators do need to be able to make businesses outside of their content. Because when you're reliant on an algorithm which can change with the wind, or when you get boxed into and you need to shift your content style, or want to shift your content style slightly, realistically, you need to be able to build something that you own. Because like you make YouTube videos or Instagram videos or whatever it is, you effectively work for the platform and the platform kind of pays you. If you don't have some sort of income stream off that, and then an algorithmic shift happens, or if you say you make slightly more controversial content or something that platform no longer likes, you're done. You're done out here. So you have to build income streams off that, and some people have built really cool businesses off that. And I would actually argue, even though I think it tastes dreadful, that Prime was that. Like, it was cool. It was somewhat aspirational. They had the amazing marketing where it was in super short supply. The whole everything around it. I thought it was cool. The bottles are cool. They weren't sponsored like Arsenal and I think Barcelona, UFC, all this sort of stuff. But this is just one. It clearly is. It's just one step too close to the sun.
But what about stocks? There's several stocks that go down. Does that mean they're scams?
NFT projects, especially back then, were like, launch the NFT project, make $20 million that day. What happens afterwards, everyone should make money.
Right,
but
when I
if
met
they
Vic,
don't, who cares?
I met
You made
Vic
20 mil. And we had this.
What year was it? I'm going to say 2010, but it may have been a different year. So I met Ali and then Vic, I think a guy called something to do with Jaws. He was American. I think his real name is Sam. And I met Fearcrads, who I don't believe does YouTube anymore. I believe that he's now, like, he owns a talent agency. Vic was so quiet, bless him. I mean, he's a kid. This is with his manager. He's the same manager as KSI's manager, Liam. And Liam wanted Monster, who I was working with, to potentially sign some YouTubers. So we met Ali first on his own, and then those three guys afterwards. And Vic, bless him, was so quiet, so shy, but you know, he was a young'un, real young'un. So it's amazing to see what he's managed to achieve, and they were achieving incredible things despite that. And Liam was just out there trying to get them deals and sponsorships, and Liam's done unbelievable. But God, yeah, that was a long time ago. I think Ali was 19 when I met him, and Monster ended up signing Ali for a few years. Didn't work with the other guys. In hindsight, probably should have worked with them all, but yeah. So I've known Ali for over a decade.
Big like deck. And like JJ thought it was the best idea, and then the other guys were like unsure, and I was like, I will not let this happen. So I had to like do a detailed breakdown of every reason why I thought it was a bad idea. Because I was like, I want to kill this dead now because I do not want there to be a Sidemen NFT.
Yeah.
I do not ever want to make millions of dollars at the direct expense of fans getting nothing for it.
Damn.
Useless token online. And also with the way.
Damn. Tell him how you really feel, mate.
We've got a bunch of businesses.
Tell him how you really feel. I thought the first part was just, oh yeah, we're going to mention it, say we cut it. Like, I know, he's like, whether or not, I don't know what exactly happened, but like, he's fucking stating his case here, mate.
Some people all like, fuck them over with one business, everything else loses credibility. Okay, what shortcuts are they doing to make their vodka worse? Like,
yeah,
so on and so forth. Like, it's like,
it's a credibility just down the drain, really, isn't it?
It could have been so bad. Like, our whole credibility could be shot over something like that. But I don't think it would have happened anyway. But I just remember that one coming up, and I was like
he did say at the end, it was never gonna happen anyway. But like with all things, I'm always gonna be interested, okay? Because that's just how it is. And then obviously, once you go,
ultimately it didn't happen,
realize,
so whatever.
Oh, this isn't gonna work. It's not gonna work.
But you can read in between the lines a little bit with Vic, I think.
And people want to complain about this. It's crazy, fam. There's things that have happened that I said I didn't want to do. As like in the Sidemen, I don't want to do this, and we still did it. Like I said, fam, people just hate us. People just hate me. Finding a reason to hate me. But yeah, with the whole NFT thing, I said I was interested. I never said it was a fantastic
I don't
idea.
even know why you're bothering to mention this shit.
Because I never say that. Is this why KSI and the other Simon never acknowledged the controversy surrounding Mr. Beast? With this whole situation with Jimmy, he's dealing with it. And I know some people were like, Dr. Disrespect came out
all right,
and said that he talked to a minor. You tweeted and said that you were disappointed, Yes, because I was a fan of Dr. Disrespect. There's proof online that shows I'm a fan. That shows that I watched him. With, what's her name? Ava. With the whole Ava situation, I don't care about her. I didn't watch Jimmy for Ava. I watched Jimmy for Jimmy. For Mr. Beast. Like, I'm not going to comment on something I don't care about. People defending JJ.
Wow, that was a fucking deflection, dude. That was like Sekiro level.
$1 billion celebrity alone, Selena Gomez.
No, he said he was a fan of Mr. Beast, but he wasn't a fan of anything else in Mr. Beast's videos. He didn't actually say that. I'm not going to direct quote him. It's just a deflection. But what else is he supposed to say in that situation? He can do one or two things. It was not an interview. It's not like he's doing a press conference and someone asked him a question and he had to respond and it's live. It's like, why even mention it? I just wouldn't have put that bit in the video. To be honest, he's got himself into a situation. I mean, I'm sure this Lunchies thing's been a long time in the works. At least 12 months. And now all this stuff's come out about Mr. Beast. And he's kind of, well, I actually feel for him a little bit here. Because what's he supposed to do? What's he supposed to say in that situation? You either come out with a hard stance against it and then your business is dead. And all the other stakeholders involved. I'm not saying I feel sorry for him, but I can understand, well, what can you do in that situation? Come out and do a Twitter statement? Condemn it? Those are pointless anyway.
Taylor Swift, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, like the list goes on. But sure, the YouTuber, yeah. God forbid someone tried to defend the YouTuber. JJ's face after he realized that the entirety of YouTube is coming after him. What, my eyes get smaller and I have no nose. Oh man, the IQ of this Reddit has just gone down the fucking pan. You know what? We're gonna leave it there because I can't be bothered anymore. Lunchly, it's out in America. I don't know if it'll be out outside of America. We'll decide. Obviously, this was mainly to combat Lunchables. To
combat Lunchables, mate. You need to get your fucking messaging sorted out. What? That was maybe the original messaging. Maybe they didn't anticipate the backlash because they didn't get much with Prime, and they went with the whole Gatorade thing, and people were kind of on board. But yeah, the messaging here is nuts. And also, yeah, KSI going at his audience like that is risky, but he's done it before over the years and got away with it, so I think he'll be alright. As if it's some sort of like
to combat Lunchables,
scourge on the world.
Lunchables. We'll see if there's hype or if there's an audience for Lunchly. Also, October 4th, I'm releasing music.
Listen, to read in between the lines here,
Lunchables to compete with Lunchables.
He's dying on the inside.
We'll see if there's hype or if there's an audience for.
He's just like, do you know what? This is my interpretation of a combination of body language, tonality, everything. No silly laughs here. My interpretation of that, my analysis of that is like, do you know what? Actually, I just fucking wish I'd never done this, and I hope it dies.
Also, October 4th, I'm releasing
song. He cares about that. Yeah.
Featuring Trippie Redd and Low. Also, with Just Your Boy, releasing both those songs. There's so many exciting things happening. It's good to be back into the swing of things again. You know, I'm training as well. Feeling good, feeling strong. Life is good right now. And I'm not going to let you motherfuckers ruin it. This was funny. In all honesty, this was funny. I actually had a lot of good time. Anyway, I'll see you lot in a bit. Take care. Touch some grass. Breathe in some fresh air. Life's not that deep, okay? I'll see you lot in a bit. Take care. Peace.
Yeah, interesting video, right? My interpretation is that if he could go back in time and just never agree to this, he would take that opportunity now, immediately. Doesn't need the money, will never need the money. Prime's going to make him so much money. He already had so much money from everything else that he's done. Sideman, his own thing. He wouldn't have enough money just doing his YouTube channel. Everything else he's built on top is just huge. It's not up to me to judge whether or not somebody should be trying to earn more or not. But is it worth it? It doesn't seem like it to me.